Hello and Assalamu alaikum everyone. I'm Dr. Afzal Badshah and we are going to cover in detail the computer network. Actually, I have started one new series in which we will cover the computer network course. It will basically cover the course content of the BS and MS student, and definitely we will cover the simulation, the tools which we usually use for the computer network simulation, that the computer network design and for the analysis. This is the first video, and in this video we will just cover the introduction to the computer network, that what is computer network, what is the internet, what are the different type of topologies of the computer networks, what are the different categorization of the computer networks and how they work. So this is the basic which we are going to cover in this video. So my first question is, before going to start the discussion, my first question is that when you get up early in the morning, you get up your mobile phone, you start scrolling, you scroll your Facebook, you scroll the WhatsApp, you scroll the YouTube. So have you ever thought that how this data is transmitted, how this data is brought to your mobile phones, how the data, for example, the videos which you stream on the YouTube, which is stored thousands of kilometers away from your location on any data center and a server, so how this is transferred to your device. So if you are going to give all the credit which you see, which you watch on your mobile phone, if you are going to give all the credit to the application, for example the Facebook or the YouTube applications or the WhatsApp applications, then I don't think you are fair, because the backbone of this application, the backbone of this transmission is the computer network, and the computer network is responsible to transfer this data from far away server to your location, to your mobile phones. So there are some other questions. I want these questions to be answered instantly, without any thinking, without any delay. You have to answer these questions. What is in your mind exactly and instantly? So my first question is, what are computer networks? I don't need any clear definition that what is computer networks. I need your thinking, that what do you think that what is computer network. So my second question is, why you are going to study the computer networks. My third question is, if you know some computer networks, could you please name them? Could you please name these computer networks? And my next question is, how network help you if you are using computer networks for your issues, to solve your issues. So what sort of help is this, what sort of assistance is this which you are getting from the computer networks? And similarly, what do you think that how this course, how the computer network course will benefit you, how this can change your way of life? So these were some basic questions. Actually I asked this question and the student instantly answered this question, and this is basically to understand that what actually student think related to the computer network. So what is computer network? Computer network is actually when we connect to more devices for the communication purposes. The network, the devices are connected. The first thing, the devices are connected and they are communicating. So if two or more devices are connected and they are communicating, they are sharing information, then we say that this is the network. So there must be must discuss the components of the computer networks. Component means the part which are going to take part in the computer network. For example, there must be a sender, there must be receiver, there must be any communication channel, there must be any sort of modem, etc. There must be any message and protocol, etc. So the sender device means the device which are going to send the message. If you are typing or writing anything on your computer or your mobile phone, for example this is a WhatsApp message, then you are a sender device. Your mobile phone is a sender device. and your friend or your colleague or any your relative who is going to receive your message, he will be the receiver. And similarly, there is any sort of channel, there is a communication medium. For example, in a mobile phone, if you are on the mobile phone, there is a wireless communication channel, there is a radio waves which take your messages to the next part. And similarly, there must be any type of modem, there must be some transmitter, etc., and definitely some protocols too. So the second thing is, the computer network means that when we connect two or more devices for the communication purposes. So then what is internet? Internet is actually a network of networks. It clearly means that internet is a network which connect other networks. Or you can say that computer internet is a global network which connect the devices around the world. Computer network, internet is a global network which connect the computer networks or devices around the world. And the second terminology which is used for the internet is the World Wide Web. World Wide Web clearly means that it is a world wide web around the world, connecting devices and networks around the world. So at that time you are clear that what is computer network and what is the internet. So if you are clear to the computer networks and the internet, and you can differentiate it, then we can go that how we are using computer networks in our life. For example, in the current time, if we discuss the utilization or application of the computer networks, at that time when you are watching this video, or if you are reading any type of such tutorials, you are utilizing the computer networks. So the main purpose of the computer network is the communication. At the start, when the computer networks were the world, their main purpose was to communicate. The cellular network which we use for the mobile phones, their main purpose is to communicate. The landline or the any other networks, their main purpose is for the communications. We use the computer networks every day to talk to our friends, to talk to our relatives, and to talk to our colleagues, etc. The second most meaningful utilization of the computer network is to share the resources. For example, you are going to develop a lab which have 100 computers. So it doesn't mean that we are going to purchase 100 printers, 100 scanners, and 100 different internet connection, a separate internet connection. We just purchase only one printer, only one scanner, and only one connection, and then we use the computer network to share all these resources in that particular local area network. For example, we use the computer network to access the internet. At that time, if you are using any cellular network or any other landline devices, you are connected to any network, and that network is responsible to give you access to the internet. Similarly, we use that for data backup and recovery. Nowadays every person is using the Android phone, and if you are using the Android phone, definitely you will be using the Google Photos, the Google backup procedure. So Google automatically backup your photos, backup your data. So this is done, all this is done with the help of the internet. Remote access means that if you are going to give access of your computer to any other person who is sitting far away, who is a remote, who he will be operating your computer just like he is sitting on your computer. It is just not limited to the computers only. We can also access any other machine, any other operating machines remotely through the computer networks. Online gaming is very popular nowadays, and computing network is also used to for the computer networks. e-commerce and online banking. Every person have the bank accounts, and they use these online banks accounts and their applications. Few year backs, the things were not like as we are observing are enjoying today. We have to visit the bank for every transaction, for every small transaction. So nowadays we start our transaction, we can make our transaction online from our application. So the basic mindset behind that, the basic facility behind that, or the backbone behind that is the computer network. Social media is very popular nowadays. About 4.6 billion people are connected to the social media, and nowadays the traditional media, the television, the newspaper, etc., they are getting fed up, and the social media is getting popular, and the news. The people depend on the social media for the news, and for the educations, and for the entertainment too. Business operation, as I discussed, that online banking depend on the computer networks. Definitely the business operations nowadays, we usually don't visit the market, we just go to any online application, we purchase things, and these things are delivered to our home. In fact, we are not going to visit the hotel for the breakfast and meal, etc. We just order from our application, from our mobile phones. We are not going to out to have any type of vehicles. We just order it from our mobile phone, from our applications, and the ride arrive at our door. Similarly, educational institutions is massively utilizing the computer networks, particularly after the COVID-19. In the COVID-19, actually the teaching procedure changed to virtual teaching, remote teaching. So the same sort of teaching, the same sort of mode is used in that time too. And the students particularly also depends on the tutorial seminars, virtual seminars, and different type of video, etc. Healthcare is depending on the computer networks, and nowadays, particularly when we talk about the remote health, or remote health monitoring, etc. So such type of applications, such type of applications use sensor, which transmit the computer which transmit the patient conditions, the patient status, to the cloud server, to the network. So these were the some applications, some utilization of the computer networks. I revised that for once again, so you can memorize it. For the computer application, for example, resources sharing, communication, internet access, data backup and recovery, remote access, online gaming, e-commerce, and online banking, social media, business operations, educational institutions, and healthcare. So let's go forward that what is computer, what is network topology. Network topology means the physical arrangement of the computer. If I'm going to connect some computers with each other, I'm going to establish lab. So what sort of physical arrangement I will use for that? This will be the topology. There are a number of topologies which are used in the computer network. For example, the bus topology, ring topology, star topology, mass topology. These are some popular topologies which are used to arrange or connect the computer networks. The first one is the bus topology. Bus topology means that we are going to connect our computers to a single bus, to a single channel. So this is very easy to install. This is, we can say, this is a basic topology. There is no complex configuration. We are just going to connect our computers to a single channel, to a single bus. So because we are using a single bus, a single channel, this is very easy to install and this is also cheap. But there are some sort of issues. If there is any issue in the cable, the topology would not be able to communicate or connect the computer. The second one is the ring topology. Ring topologies means that our computers are connected in the form of ring. Our last computer is connected with the first computer. So there was an issue with the bus topology. If the cable get damaged, there would be communication issues in the network. But in the ring topology, our last computer is connected with the first computer, and so if the network or the cable get damaged in one place, they can communicate to clock or anti-clockwise, and the communication will not be interfere. So we can say that this is also a simple, there is no a complex configuration there, and it is also cheap, or we can say comparative to the star topology or the mesh topology. The next one is let me clear one other thing related to the ring topology, that in the ring topology, our computer is a part of the medium. So if any computer gets out of order, the network will be affected and network will not be able to communicate. Our next topology is the star topology. Star topology means that our computers are connected to a central hub. Let me discuss once again that what was the issue with the bus topology and the ring topology. Then we will discuss the star topology, that why we should go toward the star topology, or what is the need of the star topology. In the bus topology, there was issue that if the cable got damaged, there would be no communication. In the ring topology, the bus topology issue was addressed, but there was issue in the ring topology. If one computer get out of order, the network communication will be affected. But in the star topology, all the computers are connected to a central hub, a central switch. So if there is any sort of issue, any sort of issue in the computers, as we observed in the ring topology, or in the cable or in the channel as we observed in the bus topology, the network would not be affected. The network would communicate clearly. But the issues with the star topology is that the hub is a central place, the switch is the central place. So if there is any issue with the hub or the switch, the entire network will be damaged and network will not be able to communicate. And if we compare the star topology with the bus topology and the ring topology, then we can observe that we need a separate cable to every computer. We know a hub or switch, so it is very costly, and secondly, it is complex compared to the earlier topologies, and definitely its configuration is also complex compared to the earlier, as we discussed. The next one is the mesh topology. As we can say that the ring topology addressed the issues of the bus topology, the star topology issues address the issues of the ring topology, and similarly the mesh topology addressed the issues of the star topology. The issue in the star topology was that the hub was the central point, the switch was the central point. So if there is any issue with the switch or the hub, the entire network may be affected. So the solution is in the mesh topology, all the computers are directly connected with each other. It is you can say that it is just creating a web of the connection. So every computer is directly connected to the other computer. There is no hub there, there is no switch, so there is no headache of the hub or the switch order. And similarly, because every computer is directly connected to the second computer, so there is many paths, there are many other way to share the channel. So if any channel or the cable get damaged, the computer can utilize any other path to share the message, share the data. So these were the four bus topology, computer network topologies, which are used to physically arrange the computers in any computer network. Let me revise them. The first one is the bus topology, in which computers are connected to one single hub communication. Sorry, the computers are connected to a single communication channel. And the second one is the ring topology. It is just like a bus topology, but the last computer is connected to the first computer to make it as a ring. The next one is the star topology. To address the issues of the bus and the ring topology, the star topology is introduced, and all the computers are connected to a centralized hub or switch. The next one is the mass topology. Mass topology address the issues of the star topology, and in the mass topology, every computer is connected with each other, and it is creating a hub of the path and hub of the communication channel. So our next topic is that what is the classification of computer network. There are the computer networks are classified in four different type of computer networks. For example, personal area network, local area network, metropolitan area network, and wide area network. So it is clear from their wordings, from their terminologies, then what type of network these are. But we will discuss them one by one to clearly explain that what are these. The first one is the personal area network. Personal area network mean, as it is clear from the word personal, that we connect our personal devices to share our information, to share our data. For example, I am using to uh, connect, for example, I connect my mobile phone to my PC, or I connect my mobile phone to any other mobile phones. For example, at that time my mic is connected to the mobile phone. For example, at that time I'm using any mouse which is connected to my PCs. So this type of network is called a personal area network, and the main purpose of the personal area network is to share the data, to communicate, or to, we can say, to connect our home devices to a central places. And the basically technologies which are used to connect the devices in the personal area network is the Bluetooth and Zigbee, but the popular is the Bluetooth. Bluetooth is used to connect these devices to a personal area network. The range of the personal area network, because it is using usually the Bluetooth, so it is just a few meters. We can say we can connect the devices in a single room or in a single small home. The devices which are usually connected in the personal area network are the smartphones, laptop, our headphones. Usually we connect our smart watches to, or the IT devices of our home. All such sort of devices are connected in the personal area network. The applications of the personal area network is that, as I discussed earlier, that it you can say that it create a ecosystem from our home where we connect our own devices, or we can say that to collect our IoT devices, the IoT devices data at a central place. After the personal area network, the next network is the local area network. So it is also clear from the terminology that it is a local area network. Local area network means that we are going to connect devices in a local area, and in any one small organization or in one office. So if we are going to connect very short geographical area devices, that this will be called a local area network. The main purpose of the local area network is to share the resources. As I gave an example earlier, that if we are going to create a lab of 100 computers, so we are not going to purchase a separate printer, a separate scanner, or any other device. We just buy only single printer, single resource, and then all the single resource is shared with all the network computers. The components of the local area network, as we can see in the local area networks, computers, switches, servers, Ethernet cables are the wireless connection if we are going to connect these computers wirelessly. If we compare the scope or the operation of the local area network, that we can say that the local area network has a very low latency compared to the wide area network or the metropolitan area network. Geographically, this is very limited, as discussed earlier, limited to an office, limited to a small organization, and as the personal area network has the owner, it is limited to a single home, a single person, where a family connect their devices. So the family is the personal area network is in the hand of any family. In such a way, local area network is usually managed privately by any organization, by any office. So the ownership is with the company or any organization. The local area network, because devices are connected in the local area, there is no distance, there is no, we can say, a massive communication. So its speed is very high compared to the other communication. And because the devices are local, there is no distance, there is no congestion, so it has a very low latency. Similarly, it is very scalable, uh, and because in the local area network it is very easy to extend it and to add other devices. Scalability means that if we can easily extend the local area network, if we can easily install other computers, and if we see it in the security perspective, because it is in the hand of a single person, single organization, so we can say it is secure. It also uses different type of firewalls to protect it from different attackers. Application local area network is usually used for the file sharing, as we do that daily in our offices. We use this resources just like a printer. We create a local server to store our data at a single place. And in an example, you can say that the computers in your lab, if you have a lab in your class or in the office, then you can say the lab is an example of the local area network. And if you talk about any office where the office computers are connected through a switch at the local area network, then this is also a better or perfect example of the local area network. The next one is the metropolitan area network, as it is clear from the word metropolitan, that it connects the computers of any city. Computers mean devices of any city. So if we connect all the devices of any city, this will be called a metropolitan area network. So what's type of example we can say that this is a metropolitan area network? If you know about the cable television, so cable television actually cover and the city, and it provides the services throughout the city. So cable television is a very good example of the metropolitan area network. The main purpose of the metropolitan area network is that its purpose is to connect the city. Its purpose is to facilitate any metropolitan area, and it uses different type of topology. It may use the different Ethernet cables. It may use fiber optic, etc., or and the wireless technology may be used to connect the devices. Or we can say that in the we usually see that the cable television are connected through a coaxial cable. So coaxial cable is also an example, is also one tool to connect these devices. The characteristics of the local area network, that it is geographically limited to a city because it connects the city, and metropolitan area network because there are other networks too in the city. So we can say that the metropolitan area network connect the other local area network. Data transfer speed is lower from the local area network because the distance increases, the devices increases, the congestion increases, but it is very high from the wide area network. Latency is the same as we can say that in if we compare it with the local area network. So latency increases because the devices increases, the distance increases, the congestion increases. It is also scalable. We can easily extend it to the other devices, and its application is usually to inter-office communication in the city, data replication, or to share the resources in one city. The next one is the wide area network. Wide area network, as it is clear from its name, that we are connecting a wide area. Wide area here means that this network is going to connect cities, this network is going to connect countries, or we can say this network is going to connect continent. So it gives a wide area network, and also its purpose is to facilitate a long distance data communication to connect a wide area. And if we discuss its components, so because it's a wide area network, it uses a wide range of devices. It uses a fiber optic, it uses the satellite, it uses the internet, and it also use some sort of other technologies, because it is used to connect the continents, it is used to connect the world. For example, we use the submarine cables to connect the continent. If we discuss the characteristics of the wide area network, and we talk geographically, so it spans a very long range, uh, connecting states, connecting countries and continent, etc. And when we were talking about the ownership in the local area network, then the ownership of the local area network is with one company, with one organization. But wide area network is going to connect different local area network. It means that there are different companies, there are different organizations which claim the ownership of the wide area network. There is no single person responsible as a owner of the wide area network. Data transfer speed, if we compare it with the local area network, the wide area network, the distance increases, the devices, the workload increases, the congestion increases. So its speed decreases, its speed drops with the distance and with the devices. Similarly, the latency increases as the distance increases or the devices increases. Definitely its latency increases. We can easily scale it, and if we talk about the security perspective, it is not as secure as the local area network is secure, but we use different type of protocol. We use the encryption. For example, when we use the WhatsApp messages, then our messages are encrypted from the both side, but we can still see that it is not as secure as the local area network is secure. And the WAN, example of the WAN may include the internet, the global corporate networks, and the telecommunication network, etc. So at that time we discussed the computer network, that what is computer network, what is the internet, we discussed the technologies, and we discussed the categorization of the computer network. So now we can discuss, if we understand that what is computer network, what is the internet, what is the topologies of the computer networks, and what are the classification or categorization of computer networks, then we can discuss that what are the complexities with the computer network, what are the complexities which are the part of the computer network while installing, while working with the computer network. The first issues with the computer network is the diverse component. For example, I'm using a different sort of device. You are using some other sort of device. So connecting these diverse devices, or we can say I'm using a protocol which is different from your device protocol. So it is also a diversity, and it is difficult to connect these different protocols. And similarly, this video may seamlessly this video is seamlessly played by Android users, by tablets, by we can say by Apple users, by the Windows user, by the Linux or Unix users. So the same data is communicated with different operating system. So all these things are very diverse. This need very we can say expertise. The experts are needed to configure all these things. And definitely the protocol changes according to the company, according to the organizations, and according to the region. And definitely there is also a scalability issue. There is also a scalability issue because, as we discussed, the protocol changes as the operating system changes, the hardware changes. So we can say that it is bit complex to scale it. There is also security challenges, though the researchers are working, the engineers are working to handle all these complexities. We use different type of protocol. We use the firewalls. We use the encryption. We use the intrusion and detection, etc. But still, on the computer network, there are security challenges too. Performance is still issues in the computer networks, and particularly in the evening or in the peak hours when we want to talk to anyone, or when we want to stream any video, we can say we feel some sort of issues. We feel the that the video is not properly playing, or we are not able to properly communicate to our relatives and our friends at that time. It means that the network is very congested at that time, and the network is not able to optimize its performance for the available workload. The topologies are complex, and to connect these topologies with each other, this is still issues. And further, the technologies, particularly the emerging technologies, the Internet of Things, and connecting these IoTs, and particularly the artificial intelligent devices, the number of IoT devices are massively increasing. So connecting these devices, communicating with these devices, this is very complex, and this need expertise. And the human factor is also a very issue. We can say this is also complex. We need experts here for troubleshooting, and to configure any networks. All this needs very top level personalities. It needs expert to configure all such type of complex network. So this was the end of this video, and in this video we just cover few things. This was the introductory video, that what is computer network, what is the internet, what are the topologies, and what are the categorization of the local area network, and what are the complexities of the computer networks. Thank you so much.